Last week on Restoring Sean, sorry, I'm workshopping a theme song here. Last week on the channel, we started to sheetrock, and that was very exciting because it meant pulling it all back in and creating an echo in the room once more, because how else are you going to hear your thoughts? Andrew came over and helped me hang all the sheetrock on the ceiling and the walls, closing everything back in once more and creating a fresh slate for me to start mudding and taping and doing all the things that I hate the most about the whole process. But it's a necessary step, and it gets us closer to where we're going. And with the holes cut out for the ceiling lights, all the electrical boxes and outlets and things and whatnot ready in the walls, today we can finally take a step forward and start doing the other menial tasks that made this project so great. Good morning, or afternoon, or evening, whatever it is when you're watching. It's Sunday. What day is it? Sunday, April 13th? I don't know. It's that weekend though. I won't lie. Last week I got derailed. The amount of work that's gone into what you see behind me has been overwhelming. I will say that. A couple days ago, I decided that it was time to figure out where the leak was. You know, I could see it in the wall. I could see it coming down from the insulation when it was raining a couple weeks ago before the sheetrock had gone on. And with some strategic measuring, I determined it was coming from under the windows on the balcony. Originally, when the roofers had come out and clarified that it wasn't from the rubber membrane on the balcony that they had installed, they said I could put some silicone around the windows or in these few areas where the siding was not great, and that should rectify it. But if it didn't, the resolution was going to be to have them come out and pull all the siding off, all of the like foam insulation. It's like a weird like yellow foam with a silver face on it. And underneath that, the house is not Tyvek'd. There's no wrap around the house because when all of that was done, maybe that product didn't exist yet. I'm not sure. As with all old houses, when you fuck around, you find out. But to put it in kinder terms, when you start looking for a problem, you often find more than you bargained for. Pulling that siding off, not only did I find where the water was coming in, I also found that all of the wood trim that was underneath these metal pieces that were put on in, who the hell knows, they might have been put on in the 60s, 70s, maybe the 80s, I don't know. The wood underneath was rotten, and not rotten to the point of like, oh, it's kind of dry rot and it's just kind of flaking away. It was a sponge, you pushed on it, the wood sank in, and water extruded. A lot of the original wood cladding for the house, so it's not siding, it's what would go underneath the siding, is either rotten or cracked or jerry-rigged on there that it's not good because it's not really a cohesive solid surface. So then it just turns into a thing, and it turns into a thing that needs to be resolved. Rather than putting a band-aid on something, you should do it correctly. And doing it correctly means that while the walls are exposed up there, instead of just rebuilding window frames for windows that are 40 years old, that the gas has leaked out of between the panes so they're foggy, you should replace the windows. The door to the balcony is not a regular height door, which means it's not a regular height screen, which means it looks janky and shitty. So you should replace that. You want to add wiring outside. There are no outlets outside of the house except for back by the garage. Might as well add the power outlets then. If you're adding outlets, you should probably add lighting. Well, if you're putting all these new things in and the wall is open, why don't you reconfigure it in a way that makes sense? Because it doesn't fully make sense to have a door in your bedroom taking up wall space where, you know, you could shift things around and do it in another way. So I got derailed because that was a big mind expletive, and it's causing me to have to ask for money. That's always fun because I'm such a fan of asking for help in general. So I'm obviously much bigger of a fan of asking for money. I'm not going to turn this into a pitch. With all that came the planning for it, and with planning for that meant nothing was happening in here. And in here, this has been killing me because I want it done. I want my living room back. I want to have my sofa and no dust and cuddle with the cats at night and just turn something on the TV and relax. So today, Sunday, I got up. I've got my newly cut off Jurassic Park shirt because it didn't fit very well anymore. I've got my slutty little shorts on because it's 57 degrees outside. And we're gonna get shit done today. I've made a to-do list with little bullet points so I can check them off. I'm going to start with a power sander, the shop vac, and I'm going to knock down all of the rough detail of that first layer of plaster. Then I'm going to put the second layer on and the tape that's going to be covering the seams. Let that get all dry, and then hopefully by this evening I'll be able to do the third layer of plaster, which would be the final. And with any luck, by this time next weekend, the walls will all be primed in drywall primer, which will be tinted the color that it's going to be, which is oak moss. But the ceiling will have its final coat of paint on it so that I can get those can lights in and connect them to power so that I have power in here. And maybe I'll have the ceiling fan going too. But I need all of that ceiling painted with the lighting so that by next weekend, I can sand the floors down and get those finished, because I do not want to do any transom work, any work on that wall of building it out until the floors are refinished. The other thing then today is taking off the panel from the stairwell here again, which is just 3 screws holding it on. Taking the door off the stairs, emptying the closet from under there, prying off all of the beadboard that is under there, because that's going to be reused in the built-ins. I haven't determined yet if I'm going to be pulling the old, it's not old sheetrock, I put it up 2 years ago, but pulling that sheetrock down and the lathing behind it, that might have to wait for a night this week. But the point is, I have a lot to do today. I need to get myself back on track. I need to start feeling productive again, because the more dirty stuff I can get out of the way, that opens the door for the cleanup stuff. And I'm a big fan of the cleanup. We're gonna get going. I'll check in every now and then. Oh my God, I've been talking for 8 minutes. Oh, it's almost 9 minutes. Puke in my mouth. Okay. Yeah, so enjoy the show, enjoy the clever girl that I am, and we'll talk. It took me so long to find this hose, and it was in the most helpful spot, which is Halloween decorations. And that is what I get for not putting stuff away where it's supposed to go. I put it away. I just didn't put it where it's supposed to go. Now, I've jerry-rigged this once before at a client's house, so hopefully it'll still be, you know, adequately strong. I guess we're gonna see. I will get a mask on in a second. I'm just seeing how good of a job this is gonna do right now. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna get a mask on just in cases and fucking crank this out. Drenched in sweat. 2 things. One, it's very functionally easy to use a power sander your first coat, and I'll do it on the second coat too. I'm so sweaty, and it was really hard doing it on the ceiling. That thing's heavy. Yeah, I feel good about moving on now to the next layer of mud and taping on it. So I have to rewatch part of that YouTube video just for a refresh of what I should be doing rather than what I think I'm just gonna do. So today, instead of the bag where we're mixing it, we're using the the big jug. I never knew before watching this video of this guy that you are not supposed to just like open these jugs and go. Truly, it is what I've always done. Pop the tab, got the top, and then started scooping. I've got this rounded one so you can get all the way up to the edges. Because like, look how perfect that gets in there. Yeah, you have to mix this up. It makes it creamier. It goes on smoother then. But I use the rounded thing to scoop it into the trowel. I'm gonna mix this up first. I don't have the big powerful drill that the guy uses, but it'll be fine. You see how it's kind of like foamy? I mean, it's not foam obviously, but it's like, it's got like those air bubbles in it. Oh shit, I just sprayed it everywhere. Well, that's that. You can see after a couple rounds, it's very creamy. I'm using the trash can from the bathroom for this and eating a cookie that my mom made. It's fine to put it in water because if you're watering this down, obviously that's what you're using, but the water doesn't harm it by any means. Okay, scoop some happy in here. I was gonna buy the nifty, there's like a hip holster that you can get for this. And I saw it at Menards, but then I couldn't figure out, how it worked. And I was standing in the aisle, like screwing around with the thing. And I couldn't figure out how to open it to like reload your tape. So I didn't get it. Because if I can't figure it out there, I'm not gonna figure it out at home. And I'm also never gonna ask for help because that's just me. I got cracking on moving this thing and then forgot to turn the camera on, so turned it on before I moved anything else. So I'm gonna empty the closet and we're gonna see how far I get in terms of if I get the beadboard down or not. I just figure I might as well make all the mess today and I really don't want to. This thing's not like necessarily heavy, it's just awkward to move. And actually, I don't know if you can tell, but the nice floor actually goes back like 3.5 more boards. So when I redo the closet, these won't be here. They're going to be set further back because I want to reclaim that space. This is all from tiling the green bathroom. The other camera died while I was emptying this out, so it's empty out. Yay! So I just called my dad. He's gonna come over tomorrow to work on jacking this side up a little bit, so the railing might come out tomorrow. I guess we'll have to see. It gotta get worse before it gets better. That's the law of the land. But I'm gonna get my trim puller and work on pulling all of the trim off so that I can then pull the beadboard out, or the wainscoting, whatever you want to call it, and then I can start getting the sheetrock out. So keep going, keep going. If the stairs collapse on top of me, send help, because I'm sure someone will post that to YouTube for me. I don't know if you can see it right now or not. Maybe I can just, yeah. I don't know what this is going to be underneath. Ugh, okay, well, that looks about right. Yeah, I mean, it's empty. I'm going to have to go and get maybe just one more roll of insulation so I can fill this up. But I was thinking as I was doing this, it kills me how angled the air vent is. I was thinking as I was doing this that I should probably just add like 2 outlets inside the closet, because why not? I'm adding a light switch anyway. I might as well. That's a bad angle. That's worse. Guys, I have to go. I need to pry this wainscoting off. If this is not easy, I'm not doing it tonight because it's 8 o'clock and I'm pretty bushed. Well, I hope I don't break anything taking these off. Like the tongue of it wants to break, but there's nowhere else to start, unfortunately. So I guess one of them has to be the sacrifice. Ah, fuck you. Oh, did one come? Okay, okay. Now is that the best way to do the rest of them? Ugh. Well, So some of them are nailed through the tongue, which is not ideal. I think it's okay. Ah, fuck. Methodical and careful as I can be. Do they all need to just be bashed out from behind? Okay, so far it looks like they're breaking bad, but hey, that's a show. I actually don't think it's gonna be an issue when all is said and done. I think they're gonna be fine. Cause like pieces like this, I can cut that off. They're gonna be kind of jerry-rigged in there anyway, but I feel like that's part of the charm. All right, change my shirt because I was really itchy in the other one still. Let's do this. Now, who thinks there might be some treasures underneath this part of the floor? Ugh, come on. I'm losing my strength. I just dropped everything. There are no prizes. It took an hour, but it's done. I feel like, for the most part, these are entirely salvageable for my project here. And that's really cool. I have concerns for how this staircase is built. It's interesting. I'll give it that. Yeah, that's what I got. All right, good night. It just came off.
When we want to come to.
Please, sir.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise. Woo. Yeah.
Don't you fall. Can we help you get up here? Jesus Christ.
A little bit more if that would fix this end too. This is how much we had to jack it up to make level.
You all right?
It does, yeah. Pretty much, yeah. Oh my god. Well, at the top, it is jammed against the wall. It was like a ½ inch between some of these.
Oh, okay.
That's why I had to put the quarter on there just so that it hit it.
Oh, okay.
It seems quieter. It didn't take that long to do it. It was just one of those things where you're like, my arm!
Didn't say thank you. I said, you're welcome. I said, whenever I go in, I go, where's that bitch? Nope.
So I wasn't really planning on filming any projects tonight because I'm really just kind of like, well, frankly, I'm tired of filming. That's the truth of it. I started doing stuff, you know, we leveled the stairs, so I've just been kind of prying off the trim, which, like, who cares about that? And I'll refinish it, so I'm not throwing it away. But as I got going, I was like, well, I need to get the insulation in here. I need to get some sort of a plan going of what I'm doing in here, but I feel like that's not going to happen for months because this is going to be hidden behind a wall shortly. But before I can do insulation, I need to put in electrical boxes. I figured I can't just do that and not show you guys. And I'm not following any kind of rhyme or reason because I don't know what this is going to look like ultimately. If I know that I don't want the outlets near the ground because I want to have something for shoe storage in here because I really don't have a good spot in the house to put shoes and, like, winter boots and things, when you're done with them. So I'm gonna mount them higher and we're just gonna see what ends up happening. Anyway, yada yada, blah blah, me. I'm gonna put these up now and then I'll figure out where I'm putting the light switch because I don't fucking know. Where's my hammer? Where is my hammer? Why? Right there. Oh shit, I keep forgetting to... Can you hear the church bells? I can hear the bells. Don't you hear them chime? Can't you feel my heartbeat? Keeping perfect time. All because he touched me. He looked at me and stared. Yes, he bumped me. Heart was unprepared. That's 2 and alley-oop somewhere over here. Where's it gonna be? We don't know. So here's the problem. You can see in the trim that the door originally opened inward to the closet. And yesterday I was thinking like, I could bring it back to that. There's no reason not to. It's awkward when you open it out into the hallway because it almost entirely blocks the opening behind me. So I thought about that, but if I do that, I can't have the light switch there, and this wall is not going to be deep enough. Is it weird if it's out here? This is a decision that needs to be made now. Sugar. I don't think it's weird if it's out here. You guys get the gist of what I'm doing here. I need to stop and think about this, and I don't want to waste the battery on the phone. So love ya, mean it, bye. My workday is over. I'm a little down. I think that's the best word for it. I think the weight of this whole project is starting to take a toll. It's been starting to take a toll, and now it actually is, and I'm just really tired. My body hurts a lot. This weekend will be 3 weeks since the plaster and everything got knocked down. Initially I was going to, let me set this down. Let me set this down so I'm not walking around like a dick. So I put up the tape lines on the ceiling today. This weekend I was going to try and get the sanding done for the floor, which meant I was really going to have to just bust my ass and get the plastering done on the ceiling and on the sheetrock, on the walls, excuse me. I'm at the point where you have to listen to your body, and if your body's telling you hey, you need to take a break and slow down. I need to do some of the other tasks that don't require getting on a ladder, and especially just the over the head stuff, because that's the worst part. So now I am going to insulate in there. I can shove insulation under the landing, under the stairs. Hopefully that means that next winter it's not going to be frigid cold at the bottom of the stairs. I might try sliding a piece of sheetrock under there too, because it's just lathing. There's no plaster on it. So I'm gonna do the insulation. I'm going to get the vapor barrier in place. I might sheetrock the closet depending on my energy level. Same day, took a shower because look at my nose. Look at the stupid masks. It's insulated. It's insulated under there, and I did add some sheetrock. I apologize for earlier. It was not reflective of who I am as an individual. I'm in a better mood now. I've calmed down. Vapor barrier. I'm going to sheetrock. I'm doing okay. We're doing okay. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. This is entirely too big, but I can't find the roll. This is leftovers from the basement, so I'm just gonna use this, and that's fine. And I'll cut off the excess. But before I do that, I gotta hammer these friends over the outlets. Where's the hammer? It's always the one tool that is not around. Where the hell did I put it? I just had it. I've only got this little baby bitch one. Do you ever have the intrusive thought that houses are living things, and as you're doing this, they're like, ow, ow? Because I do. Thank God it's not the height of summer, because my AC is no good, and I am very warm right now. And I would turn a fan on, but I want to blow whatever the hell is lying around all over. I am very damp right now. This is the last of dealing with the blown-in insulation. There are no more walls to insulate. That's done. Thank God. This year, at least. Okay, can I fit a 4x8 sheet in here without having to cut anything other than outlets? Let's see. I actually might be able to. Whoa. All right, the rest can be done with a blade. This is not straight at all. Okay, that one's almost good. Well, they're not bad. I have done worse, believe me. This one's got a little busted corner, but that's okay. I can feel confident in my plastering skills that I can take care of that. Shit. Alright, I cut this one at an angle on this. Ow, fuck. So let's see. Yeah, I mean, it did okay. You're not even watching me because the camera turned.
Oh my god. You guys are... Ow, fuck. Can you see now?
I just put my knee on a screw. Oh, this isn't my week. There goes my nice edge. Please be good. Ouch. This is really the expertise that I think you guys have gotten used to from me, because I never mess things up, so isn't it nice how I'm so perfect this way? Shut the fuck up. You know, maybe I'll just be done with sheetrock for the night, because I'm pretty bushed and I still need to get this mess in there cleaned up. I'm gonna clean up. You guys don't need to watch that. And then when I start spreading my goo on the wood, I'll turn the camera back on. Just kidding, I did it all. Big blade today. Let's see. That guy's video said if you scrape off the sides, it doesn't like flop out as bad. So far, it's mostly accurate. But I would blame the user here, not the technique. I still have to go over this and sand it. That'll be for later. Nope. Okay, that's okay. Here's the thing, I feel like this is going well, but for me, the problems always appear after I put the first coat of primer on, and then I'm like, oh shit, this is where it looks really bad. Keep in mind this one, most of this is covered by the thing. What's it called? Medallion. That's the word. Ooh, caught it that time. That can get sanded. I just had to fuck with it. Ah, fuck. Put my knuckle in it. Bitch. That upper arm strength that's running out right now. So, last section of ceiling, hopefully, pretty much wraps up ugly stuff. I mean, not that this is like ugly, but sure as shit isn't pretty. But with this wrapping up, that means next week's episode we start pretty stuff. And pretty stuff, for me, begins tomorrow because I will get the primer up. And when the primer is up in here, that means these lights could be connected, and then that's one step closer to having a finished drawing room. And that is very exciting, because we are officially at 3 weeks, and I am officially, as if I wasn't before, exhausted. Whether I've got to do another coat of this or not, you guys don't need to watch that. I don't think I will. So, See you next week. Hope you've enjoyed this part of the process. Let's do it.